When I enter through the pearly gates and come into your glory land, instead of the mansion you promise, Lord, how about just an old tree stand? This is Wright Brennan with Lost in the Midlands podcast, and today I am here with an outdoorsman, a business owner, a BNI Networker, my friend Wayne Kanipe, K&K Printing. Wayne, thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and I read that poem because I know you've been out there in the woods recently, looking for deer, finding them, doing a pretty good job.
Give it a shot anyway.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, it's been awesome getting to know you. You do so much stuff in the outdoor. I mean, you know, lots of fishing, lots of hunting, stuff that I love. So
We've had some good times.
That's right. That's right. Well, I want to jump a little bit into your past, a little bit about where you're from, kind of like where your roots are in the community. Did you grow up in West Columbia, KC, Columbia?
Yeah. Well, to begin with, I was in Charleston.
Okay.
So I went from kindergarten through second grade in a Christian school in Charleston, and my dad was running a printing company there. So one of my first memories that I have is sleeping in a paper box while my dad was running a press on night shift. So been around printing all my life.
Yeah.
But we moved here. My dad started K&K Printing in 1987 and been in West Columbia since.
35 years running.
That's right.
Or around that.
That's correct.
I know that because I was
35, 36, yeah.
Yeah. Heck yeah. And some of your early jobs, like before you got into the family, I know you're doing some different stuff. I'm sure you were working in the press.
Yeah,
But
I've been working with my parents since I was 14. But I've done boat repair, outboard repair, motorcycle repair. I do taxidermy as a hobby on the side, which has kept me busy some when it became more work than a hobby for people. But kind of backed away from that and started doing more hunting myself because it was taking all my time.
there you go. Heck yeah. Well, and then at some point you decided to get back into the family business.
Yeah, I guess I was 19. I got back in with the family business. And I've been with my dad, my mom since. And
I didn't know that you've been back in that long. I thought there was okay.
No,
You've been rocking.
I've been there since I was 19, and
Heck yeah.
I took over the company in 2010. So I've been running it myself for 13 years.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, and you guys have a really unique operation. When you say family business, like it's multi-generational. This is, it is as family as it gets.
Yeah, 3 generations. That started with my dad, and then me, and I've got my son working for me as well.
And your wife's in there too.
My
correct?
wife's in there too.
Okay, so it's you, your wife, and your son that are in the shop.
That's it, just the 3 of us. It's hard to find good help, so we just keep it in the family.
All right, and I told you I was going to ask this question. How have you guys not killed each other yet?
It's tough. I mean, we have our moments, so we've had our knockdown, drag out some, but, in the long run, the idea is to put food on the table.
Yeah. Yeah. That's one of the cool things about a family business is the family is all on the same page about, just being successful. The motivation is all the same.
That's right.
we gotta survive.
We gotta eat. We gotta pay the bills. That's the objective. And if we can, if I can make it easy on my son and as possible so that he can have a good future, then that's the objective.
And you saw your dad do it the same way too.
That's correct.
So you really did learn from the man exactly.
I learned a lot from him, but I've also been to school and took classes on graphic arts and things like that. And, you got to expand with the times. If you stayed back in the past, we wouldn't make it. I mean, the technology in printing has come so far since I started. I mean, there was no such thing as digital printing. You had to take a camera and take pictures of stuff that had been typeset with these special machines.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's come a long way from going from just printing something that takes 2 weeks to be able to print it in 20 minutes. I mean, that's what it's changed to with technology.
You have seen all of the changes.
That's
in
correct.
printing,
That's
haven't
correct.
you,
Yes.
with the internet, and then
Yep.
and y'all have a pretty sweet setup of machinery. When I walk in the doors, I'm kind of blown away. I'm like, man, how are you operating all this stuff?
I mean, we have a 40 by 60 buildings, all it is, but it is slam packed with equipment. There's just pathways through there to walk to each piece. And, but I can run every piece in there, and if it gives problems, I can fix them. I'm very mechanically inclined, so we keep them going. Some of them, one press in there is 1989, and I still run it to this day. Got another one also that's from, I think, 64, a letterpress, Heidelberg letterpress.
Yeah.
And we keep it running too.
Being able to fix that stuff has got to be an advantage, because otherwise you'd put things on hold. You're waiting on somebody else.
That's right. And maintenance guys aren't cheap at all. I mean, if you got to fly somebody in from Charlotte, you got to pay his travel fees.
Yeah.
His hotel room fees, and it may take him 2-3 days to fix it. So it's just not cheap. So being able to fix things myself is a great advantage.
Yeah, and that part of that speaks to your quick turnaround. Every time I order something from you, it's like it comes out like that. There is no, man, well, it'll be about 3 or 4 weeks. Like, you're calling me a couple days later. I'm like, dang, man.
Yeah, we try to put it out. And that's experience. That's 30 years of experience and knowing how to make it happen.
Yep.
And then not having 10 employees to have to go through either. It's just us. So when I know exactly what has to be done, and we get it done.
Yeah, you guys are freaking lean.
Right.
Right. That is the truth. This is Wright Brennan, the owner of C. Wright Roofing. When it comes to the maintenance of your roof, you want to know that you have an experienced team that knows what they're doing. And with 10 years in the business, we check all the boxes. Leaky roof, storm damage, or just overdue on maintenance, give us a call at 803-828-4181 for a free estimate. Again, that's 803-828-4181. And remember, our commitment is to roof it the right way. Well, tell me about some of the stuff you got, like some of the stuff you are printing. Yard signs, number one.
Yeah, yard signs, banners. We just, matter of fact, there's Pro Rodeo coming up in Batesburg this coming weekend. We did all the signs you see around for it.
Yeah.
And printed all the banners. If you go out to it, you'll see the banners there. We printed all of them. So, envelopes, letterheads, any kind of printing you may need.
Contracts.
Business forms are real important. People don't think about that a lot of times, but it's nice to have a copy for you and a copy for your customer. That way you both have a record of it. Nobody can say, well, you didn't say this, you didn't say that. Here's the copy. Here's the record.
Listen, two-sided, carbon copied. When I'm ordering a lot of those, business is good.
That's right. Exactly.
I love calling you up asking for more contracts.
That's right. So you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not easy to get that done. And honestly, it's tough to get that done. That's a very specific need.
And the paper's not that cheap. I mean, back in the day, you could get it for a reasonable price, but like just the cost of 1,000 sheets of 2-part is almost $60. So you're getting 500. That's my cost before I've even printed anything on it.
Yeah.
So people, when you give them a price on a carbonless copy, they're like, wow, that's expensive. Well, yeah, the paper is expensive. The technology that's in that paper is expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. You also do wraps too, don't you?
We do. It's not my favorite to try to wrap a vehicle because it's more of a try to wrap a vehicle.
What about trailers?
Yeah, we could do flat surfaces are a lot easier.
Better.
Yeah, but we can do it. I have done it.
Yeah.
It's just I would prefer to hire an installer to do something like that and just pay somebody else to install it. I'll print it, let them install it.
There you go.
Yeah,
very cool. And there's another event that you were printing a bunch of banners for. October 6th, we've got this private concert, the Make-A-Wish charity concert, the BNI one. What was your involvement in that?
We've printed tickets. We've printed the banners that's going to be behind the stage. I'm also working on some signs that are going to be on the parking rows.
Yeah.
So that was my benefit to, or my sponsorship was that I would donate those items for Make-A-Wish to help make this concert.
Yeah, no, that was awesome. I'm also a sponsor. It's going to be an awesome concert, and it was really cool to see that you wanted to step up and be a part of it too. It makes it all the more fun.
I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to going to it, and I think it's going to be a good time.
Absolutely, absolutely. If somebody is thinking about starting, a print shop, or actually, yeah, if someone's thinking about getting into the print business, not even going out on their own, like, what would your advice be to someone thinking about stepping into the industry?
Do something different.
Don't even think about it. I hear you. What about somebody who's operating a family business? What advice can you give somebody in that space? Because you have been very successful at that.
Communication.
Yeah.
Communication. And leave work at work.
Leave work at work. Nice.
It's hard to do. You don't bring it home. Home is different. You know, and my wife, she understands that, and so does my son, that I'm the boss. You know, I tell you what to do, and that's what I expect. And we don't have very many conflicts because they understand that I'm not dad, I'm not husband, I'm the boss. And we've had conversations about it, and then they get it, and we leave work at work when we're done.
Yeah, that is awesome, man. That speaks to leadership. I mean, being able to leave everything there, come home, and put on the dad and husband hat. Yep. Kudos to you, man. Yep. Yeah, great advice. Where can someone find you who's interested in getting some printing stuff?
We're on Facebook, but you know, you can reach me on the phone. Is probably the easiest way. You know, you can find us on Google. Just Google K&K Printing, and it's got all our information and a bunch of good reviews. So you can see, you know, how good we do for customers. Yeah, absolutely. Well, man, it's been awesome having you on the podcast. I appreciate all the help you've done with my business, and I'm really excited about, you know, this October 6th concert that we're part of. I'm looking forward to it. We got 10 tickets, so I'm gonna try and get somebody to fill every ticket, and we're gonna have us a crowd there. Heck yeah. Awesome. Yes, sir. Awesome. Thanks, Wayne. Thank you. Hey everyone, many thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, give us a follow and click the bell to stay up to date on future episodes, or click the link to watch another previous episode. Also, don't forget to like, share, and please leave us a comment. We'd love to hear your feedback.